All right, I'm here with Mark SooHoo, who is the Deputy E-Campaign Director for the McCain campaign. And thanks for coming today. I'm just going to ask you a few questions. So what has been the single most surprising thing you've learned working on digital strategy for the McCain campaign?
I think not for just the McCain campaign, but for all the years that we've been doing this, it's just the exponential growth of the field, and I think that it's an exciting field to be in. It's just how much is progressing, even day by day. It's just so much grows, and the power of people to organize on their own and to do things on their own, either by making a YouTube video or by putting out comments on a blog or anything like that, is really very surprising and people are doing a lot out there.
So what has the McCain campaign learned from some of the other campaigns with respect to digital strategy?
We learned from other campaigns in respect to digital strategy. I don't know that we've, obviously we observe what everybody else has done, and I think we're very comfortable with what we're doing. I think each campaign has to find its own voice and its own audience and what they're doing. Certainly that we've followed very closely with what the other campaigns are doing, but I think that we have been actually very innovative and very forward-thinking in our own right, given our own candidate, our own resources. The perfect example is the campaign with the primary approaching, a campaign that was a lot smaller and feistier. Doing a lot more online advertising, a lot more organizing, those kind of things. So I think we've done a lot on our own right.
Earlier today, you all were talking though about I thought it was interesting how people were saying that as a group of sort of digital strategists for campaigns, people have been learning together.
Sure.
And because of the transparency allowed by the internet, you can kind of see what other people are doing, and then it's more almost like you're learning from each other as things go on.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think there's a lot of like small tactical things that that each of us does, and this might be interesting. Let's try this. Let's do that. Here's a thing that, and honestly, I think that we feed in a lot from not just other campaigns, but from everything else that's out there, from other organizations, from interest groups, from all the different pieces of our life that we try to incorporate into our campaign.
So will the McCain campaign maintain the same web strategy for the general election as it has for the primaries, or will you try new things? I mean, you guys are doing a YouTube. There's a contest on YouTube around the Republican convention.
Around the convention, correct. I guess that remains to be seen. But I think that all the campaigns recognize that the general election is going to be very unique and very challenging. But I think that we're going to do the same thing that we did during the primary, which is how do we best position our campaign to win. And I think John McCain is a perfect candidate for this environment. He's very open. He's a very straight talker, which I think the internet naturally embraces, and it's why he was embraced in 2000.
The last question is, how do you imagine technology affecting political campaigns in 4 years, 8 years? What are some things you think we might see in the next cycles?
Well, I mean, the basics is, obviously with increased mobile technology and things like that. But I really think there's a larger convergence of different forms of media. So TV, internet, all these things are being pulled a lot closer together, so that you have a lot more ability to target people, to understand and foster this conversation. I think that's what the panel today was talking about a lot, is this conversation that's going on out there. And I think that's the thing that's most interesting, is that people are becoming a lot more empowered to be involved in the conversation that's out there.